On the last episode, I traveled across the state of Florida to stay at Topsail State Park, visited with my family, did some mountain biking with my brother, visited a dive shop for some local knowledge, did a little bit of beach fishing with the family, but I've been dying to get in the water and now it's time. All right, we found our spot, found some public parking, and yeah, look at this setup we got. So the goal is we're gonna get everything to where we can just make one trip. Already paid for parking, and then when I get back I got something special with the freshwater washdown. I wanted you guys to see it in action. I'll give you a whole run through on it. It's super convenient, especially for little missions like this, but Paige is excited to dive a different area. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm excited. The water looks really pretty and really different than the East Coast, so.
Yeah, Paige is a natural badass, you know. But yeah, she's in a lot of my videos. But yeah, I'll show you our setup once we get everything kind of set up down there. But we're gonna send it, we're gonna walk down to the beach. All right, we made it down to the beach. Very public, but we're gonna send it off probably about a half a mile. And hopefully there's other things, like maybe on the way we'll see something. But yeah, look at this coast, dude. This is awesome, doing something that we're diving in an area we're unfamiliar with. That's what Paige is really excited about. But yeah, so we're suited up. And we got basically everything strapped down, trying to get as much as we can ready, except for our masks and weight belts are gonna go in the bucket. They're gonna strap on there. And we're just gonna kind of push offshore and kind of go from there. I'll try to video Paige so you get an idea of what it's like headed out there. But yeah, all suited up. Anything like, you know, I have flashers in there. I'm holding the guns. I'll deal with those out there, but yeah, pretty much have everything. And also these things have fins, so we're gonna drag them in. We're gonna drag them in, and once we get in the water deep enough, we're gonna slide the fins on, and then they use those for stabilization. So whenever you're moving, you're not like just shimmying back and forth when you're using the paddleboard. So yeah, we're gonna hike, and I'm gonna be cooking in this wetsuit. So I'll see you guys out there on the water. God, it's so beautiful.
I wanted to loosen it, so I sit over.
All these people are like, what the heck are these guys doing? But then we're gonna come back to the beach with like 100-pound cobia, and they'll be like, that's what we were doing.
That's what
Then they'll be all jealous. Highly doubt it.
Can you imagine like having 100-pound cobia on this thing?
It would be dragging off the back.
Yeah.
For sure. No, we may
I would
throw it up
ride
there.
it.
Yeah, we'll ride that separately, and you'll tow the paddleboard. All right, we're gonna send it. I'm gonna get video of Paige heading out. Whew. Yeah, I should get my pants on, huh? Dude, we gotta go. So the area we're going is like 50 feet deep, and it's a wreck. I don't know what to expect. I got some reports that it's good, some that say that it's pretty overfished, but there's only one way to find out. I'm thinking about putting those pants on.
I don't know where these go. You're gonna have to show me.
Yeah. Oh God. You see, it's like right, just feel.
I see.
Just feel.
They're the same?
Yeah, just make sure they point backwards. Yeah, like that.
Okay, I see.
I can do it if you have a hard time. I'm peeing my pants right now.
I was gonna pee mine.
No, too late. I'm already peeing.
Fellas.
Oh, it just got so much warmer. That's amazing. I might even stand up and paddleboard because it's so beautiful.
I want to stand up, but I have the kayak paddle. I'm gonna just.
You can.
Yeah, I'm going.
Just hold one in.
I'm gonna make you eat
Here,
my
video
dust.
this. Video this.
I'm gonna make you eat my dust.
This one's a little more difficult.
Now I'm making the water warm.
Which is, you know, expected and encouraged. I'm about to put my pants on. It is so cold.
Mine are numb. My legs are numb.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my pants on for sure. And it's easier with the water, so it'll go right up, sliding all nice and like. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I apologize.
Oh, no reason to apologize. Yeah.
I was so excited, and I thought, if it's not you, you're gonna think we're really creepy because we're just.
No, I don't think it's creepy at all. It's cool.
No, it's
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, that's me.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
You guys can tune in to the channel.
Yeah, you'll
whenever
see
you
what
post
this
a
time
video.
we're gonna go try to dive a wreck out here. So
Yeah.
we're gonna spearfish and try to catch what we eat, what we catch.
And when will it air?
Probably a couple weeks.
Palm Beach.
Oh,
Yeah.
very cool. Well, just so that you know, you have some Minnesota fans.
Nice.
I'm very excited. I watch it. I just didn't know.
Yeah. Well, say hi to yourself, and if you watch, you'll see yourself on the YouTube for the couple thousand that have watched. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
No problem. You guys have a good day.
You too. See ya. Well, we may run into you on the way in.
Well, we'll probably be here for a little bit until, of course, the older parents say go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
right.
All right.
All
Well,
right, y'all
see you
take
guys.
care.
Bye.
Bye. This one is definitely less stable than yours, Paige.
Yeah, I know. You gotta video me sharing. Can't take a picture.
Saying what? That was super cool. I'm meeting fans. What do you think, Paige?
I can't take you anywhere. It's always someone noticing your face.
Yeah, they're probably noticing the other YouTubers and I just look the same because I'm wearing a black wetsuit like the other ones. That could be it. I was like, oh, dude, I don't know if you follow. I don't know if you got the right guy. All right, but we're gonna go off and I'll check Navionics whenever we get somewhat close and offshore. So one thing that's important when you're doing this is to always pick out landmarks. So there's a couple of buildings that look, alike. There's like twin buildings behind me, and I know that based on the satellite imagery from the Navionics, you can see straight out that the wreck is straight out from these certain buildings. And so I just make sure, I keep that in mind with the, so I don't have to like pull my phone out and make sure I'm going the right direction. So I just use some landmarks just to give me a general area. And then once we get there, I can pull the phone out and then pinpoint the area. So that's a little tip that I would say you want to use. And we're maybe halfway now. We're probably halfway. It's a lot farther than we thought. And I guess you can always take that into consideration too. If you think it's close, it's probably a little farther than you think. All right, let's see where we're at.
Like 3 months.
All right. So look at this little setup I got. Literally like sonar, I had a little dry box. I put my phone in there and I just took it off of I can't make any adjustments, but I do know I can see where we're at, and I'll leave this on here, leave it up, and I kind of just keep an eye and see if we're on the spot. So once we get right over it, hopefully we'll see bait, and that'll be a telltale we're on it. And if we don't see bait,
Turtle up there. I keep hearing it go like.
oh, there's a turtle. Sick. All right, let's go. Get the gun ready. Trusty old Rob Allen. And the guy at Benthic set me up with Dyneema shooting line because he said the structure here is really, really intense because you're diving, wrecks and whatnot. So he set me up with some Dyneema shot line. Hopefully it holds. Normally I do my own stuff, and this is I've done Dyneema before, but I'm not like completely sold on it, just because it slows down the shaft a little bit, and if you don't it increases the chance of there's muzzle wrap a little higher with Dyneema. Hey, do you want your gun?
What?
You want your gun?
Yeah, and I need you to keep one.
All right.
I still have sand in my glove.
Paige is rocking the blue tech. Here you go, Paige. You could probably just rock one band. This is her gun. She's rocking the blue tech. Oh God, very good gun.
Yeah,
Oh, there's fish right under us. Look at them. Oh, dude, loaded with fish. You see them all?
yes.
Holy crap.
Oh my gosh, I think those are permit. Dude.
They look like either permit or spade fish.
Yeah. No, dude, those.
Yeah, we're right on the spot. Oh, dude, look at them. It's loaded.
That was a huge.
Look, no, I don't want to put the camera underwater. Not yet.
Here.
You'll see. You'll see. You have to stay and watch. You have to stay and watch because I'm going to put the GoPro on my mask and I'm going to go underwater and you'll see what I see. And trust me, I'm going to be seeing stuff. We got some life. All right.
Are you going in?
Does my GoPro look flush with my mask?
Yeah. Might be tilting up a little.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
That's good. If anything, that's good. All right, let me see where we are on Navionics. Huh?
You gonna
Yeah,
do
I will.
that?
I will. Ready? Welcome back underwater, everybody. Now, keep in mind, this water is very chilly. And whenever we go out and do this stuff, I try to keep it as simple as possible. That way, we don't have to worry about losing things because if the wind picks up or anything, it's just really easy to lose your gear whenever you're out here paddleboarding. But the first thing I want to do, Paige and I, we need to make sure the boards stay attached. So I just use some bungees to make sure they're one thing, so we're not keeping track of two different paddle boards. So I use a bungee, strapped one of the paddle boards to the other one, and then I go ahead and use the leash. I put it through a loop on the other one, and then we'll still have the leash. That way, if Paige's we have this yellow cord to keep track of. We know that, that's what we drag the paddle boards with. But also, if, somebody needs to hook a gun to it really quick, they have the Velcro. And that way they know that, it's not going to just fall off the paddle board. Because if you put your gun on top of the paddle board, there's a high chance that it'll just roll right off. So once I get all this stuff situated, I know I'm really eager to get down there in the water, but I just need to make sure everything gets situated before I make any drops. So I have a lot of you asking me what spear gun I use. I absolutely love the Rob Allen 120 centimeter rail gun, and I actually have a Mantis roller on it. I believe they discontinued the Mantis, but if you wanted to, the Rob Allen roller would be fine by itself. And in my opinion, it's one of the most versatile guns, and I love it because here I'm diving wrecks and reef, but I can also punch off and shoot some pelagics out in the open water with this gun. I've done it before, and it's a great gun. But here is my first drop. There is so much life, and I gotta punch through these spade fish. Hey guys, before we dive underwater, I have a quick announcement. I had a small Florida publishing group reach out to me, and the owners of this company are big fans of deep sea fishing, and on their long trips, they listen to audiobooks. And now, if they didn't know something about me, I also listen to audiobooks on those long trips back and forth from the Bahamas and on these wild boat trips, where I'm usually on the boat for hours at a time. And I'm always looking for some kind of content to listen to on Audible. Now, after chatting for a while, this company gave me a sample of their book called Griff, the Griffin Writer. Now, this Audible book is 70 plus hours of epic fantasy adventure for only 1 credit on Audible. And after kind of chipping away, listening away, I've become kind of a fan of it.
The biggest of the group held orange feathers and yellow tips. The male stared at Duke Rizza, and he stared back. Their long tails, big wings, and impressive beaks always awed him. He also knew they did what that bastard Duke Nimba refused to do. Fight.
And apparently the narrators are award-winning stage actors. Now, this company reached out to me and partnered up with me, and there's no discount code, just awareness of the audiobook, and they have it available on Amazon and Audible. So do me a favor, if like 100 of you checked out this book, because I would love to work with this company again, and then also it brings a lot of entertainment to you guys. So in my opinion, it's a win-win. But I really hope you guys give it a try. Link will be in the description below. And just mind you guys taking a look at this stuff, that's really what kind of feeds the channel. So if you enjoy the content, if I get an opportunity to work with a company like this, definitely just give it a look. And back to the underwater content. Thanks, guys. All right, now that we're back to the video, you can see me working my way through these spade fish, and my eyes are absolutely peeled. And I actually was searching through that school because cuberas, African pompano, there could be anything really hanging out with those spade fish. But once I make it down, I know I'm going to start seeing the wreck. I see a nice gag grouper right there, but I'm going to hold off on those, and I'll explain why later. Mainly because I'm just really hoping for red snapper, because it is opening day, one of the single days you can get red snapper. But I don't see any initially, but I do see a nice mangrove. And now when I went to pull the trigger, for some reason, I guess my safety got turned on, but I ended up rushing this shot. I probably shouldn't have taken that shot. He was kind of on the way out, and he got caught up on the edge of this wreck, and him with basically what you need to keep in mind is when the spear or the line is not moving and the fish is just moving like crazy, there's a high chance that they will rip off. And unfortunately, that's what happened on this one. God dang it. My safety was on for some reason. I never had my safety on. Big mangrove. There's a couple gags too. This is the wreck. I was right on the wreck. God dang it. He tore off. So annoying. I gotta get my... So as you can see, my line was hanging out. Paige just said, hey, take my blue tech and go down there and get your line situated, and that's really the best idea. And I didn't want to do it all on one dive. I just figured, shoot, I'm going to take my time. Maybe I could have went and gotten my spear unhung. I maybe could have even seen where that fish went, but at least I used this to kind of pinpoint, you know, where the wreck is, so we don't drift off of it, because I really wasn't sure about the drifting or anything about it. But I didn't want to go down there, you know, with no gun or anything and undo this and have a giant red snapper staring me at my face. So Paige just handed me the gun. I went down, and just looking around this wreck, I was all I was thinking was promise, because when it's loaded with life like it is, there's usually a high chance there's other bigger predatory fish around, like those AJs, like the grouper, like the snapper. And then yeah, so I ended up just getting that undone, and I ended up pulling it up with me because I didn't want it to go back down and get caught up on another hole. And I did all that drop for no reason, because I knew my drops were limited because it was really cold water temperature, and we couldn't go in and out of the boat for breaks. So I took my time on my dives and made sure everyone counted. The wreck starts like that way. There's mangroves everywhere. I'll shoot it with this guy. Here, you want to reel that up? Huh? Yeah. So here goes Paige making a drop, and to be honest, her wetsuit isn't even like a wetsuit. She has just a skin on, so it's almost like leggings and a UV shirt that's really tight. So I had a 3.5 mil on, and she had just this. So I can imagine I was cold, because I'm kind of a baby when it comes to diving. I don't like being cold when I dive. I'd rather be warm. But I don't know how she was making drops, because I would have been shivering, and it would have made my breath hold probably 15 seconds. But she definitely wanted to take a look at the wreck. If she would have seen something, she 100% would have pulled the trigger. But she really just wanted to see what this area was about, because she's never dove this area just like me. Now on the second dive, we still wanted to hang around this one area of the wreck. We didn't want to just bounce up and down all over the wreck and kind of blow up the whole area. Like I said, like you saw, we haven't shot anything besides that one snapper. I checked the holes and I checked the area. There were some smaller mangroves around, but I wasn't going to shoot anything small, because that was a really good size mangrove snapper that I shot initially. So I know they got to be around. But like I said, I want to hang out in this particular area that is this side of the ship. I don't want to just, go the different areas, because I know there was a lot to explore. I was only on the top, so I wanted to check the underside, which this was the area I was talking about. Giant Goliath grouper, which are protected, and then there's of course some gag grouper that are a little bit beyond it. Like I said before, really hoping for some kind of snapper, red snapper, or a mangrove snapper. And I don't know if we explained at the surface or not, but there were gags, and I wanted to check the regulations, but Paige said, nah, let's just stick with snapper, and I couldn't agree more. If she would have said, yeah, let's get some grouper, I probably would have been on board, but I could care less about gag grouper, and I'll go in depth in that a little later. I think I gotta look inside of it to get the little snappers. I need that spear, and I need to go to a single band to shoot inside of there. There's a big Goliath under it too. So here goes dive number 3 or 4, making a drop to the same area, and when I had the Rob Allen, I didn't want to stick my gun in a hole and let it rip, because I'd be afraid I'd shoot through the metal ship, and that would just be an absolute disaster and a waste of a shaft. So I used the Blue Tech and powered down a little bit, just shot one band, and I wanted to really check this area thoroughly, and because I know there was I saw like dark caves and holes that there could be some snapper hanging out in, and you can't really see, but in those crevices there were really small mangroves, And like I said, I'm just checking these little caves and little cracks in this ship, because sure enough, I know that when I go after a fish, they're gonna hide inside of the wreck. Now there's some nice mangroves up on top. One of them kind of almost gave me a shot, that nice size one, but as I reached out the gun, I probably would have shot if I had 2 bands, but I only had the 1 band. So I go get another strategy. I go up, I decide to load a 2nd band, and that way, you know, if I need to shoot into a hole, I can always just power down while I'm down there, rather than try to load when I'm down there. There's some big ones, but I was loaded down on my band and they were up on top, and I would have had to take a long shot. Yeah, so I'm gonna stick with this double band on this, and then if I need to dumb down, I can do it while I'm down there. What? Yeah, I can hold the thing. So now I'm loaded up, ready to go. I know I'm in a good spot on the wreck. I see all the bait fish, see all the spade fish. Make a drop, and I'm honestly just gonna do the same exact thing I just did, but now I have a power, like a loaded gun fully, so if I need to take a long shot across the top of the deck of the ship, I can do that. Or if I stick my head in a hole, see a fish staring at me, they're probably gonna stay in the same spot, or at least they won't be, you know, far, and I can always power down. But I do the same exact dive, go to this lower part of the wreck. I see a nice grouper hanging out on top, but I'm not shooting those because, you know, well, it's out of season, come to find out. But I look inside of this wreck and I see off in the distance a big red snapper dart out. But when I come up, he is long gone. But one of those nice snapper do give me a look, and I reach out, take a long shot across the deck, probably the same distance that other one that I eased up on the shot. If I didn't have that extra band, I definitely wouldn't have hit this fish. And like I said, he was kind of on the way out, but landed a really good holding shot. And whenever you do that, don't just pull on your spear, try to get a hold of the fish. And whenever I did that, I still had some good breath left. So when I was holding the fish, making my way up, I was doing a little scan, seeing if I saw anything dart away, because usually action brings action when you're on these wrecks. But didn't see anything else, went to the surface. Stoked we got dinner. And Paige actually didn't see me come up, so she made a drop as a good diver should. She heard me shoot, so she went down to see if I got into any trouble, but I do a little grunting to her, call her, get her attention, so she knows that she doesn't have to keep looking for me. Dude, I saw a big red snapper. I stuck my head in this hole, and he came out, and I came up top, but the red snapper was gone, so I saw this guy. Yeah, it's a good one. Oh yeah, right through the meat. No, it's good. Yeah. And as always, I always brain, bleed, and gut these things. It just ensures the quality of the meat. And then also, whenever you're filleting the fish, it makes it a little easier. When you're storing the fish in the cooler or in a bucket like we do, it makes everything just so much more clean. And to do it in the water is way better than doing it on land. So highly suggest, if you don't do that, if you don't practice it, highly suggest start practicing it. And also, it's a humane way to kill the fish immediately if you don't stone them. And that's what I'm all about, is sustainability, and that is a huge benefit whenever you're spearfishing. So if you don't do it, give it a shot. Trust me, you'll understand the benefits. The one off the top just slides down the front. We can just put some water in there. It'll stay 70 degrees. You know? Yeah, we do that. Plus, it's not like this thing's gonna be moving a lot. Yeah, mangrove. A couple small gags. I didn't shoot the gags, but they're here. So I believe this is dive 7, and you'll see I do the same tactic, because if it worked well the first time, it'll probably work the second time. And I know the fish are trying to come back to that really big cabin on the ship. So my goal is to do it again, go in that lower side. I'm really hoping that the red snapper comes back, but I highly doubt it is. And it was a good size one too. And there are no regulations on size in this area where we're at. But I go to check that little cave. There's a big gag grouper just hanging out on top, and man, I could have absolutely laced him. I just poked my head in there. I should have brought a dive light. I didn't, but I saw some, a couple of mangrove smaller ones in there. They're probably, bigger ones are probably hidden farther in the cracks in that big cabin. But yeah, you see that nice gag. I could have laced this guy if I wanted to, but yeah, one, because I didn't want to, and they're out of season, like I said. But it was really nice seeing a healthy environment here, and especially so close to the beach and on kind of a public number. It's good to see the healthy environment like that. So now that was my last time doing that previous tactic of going to that low spot. So now I go back into the mode of I need to check all the cracks and crevices on this whole ship, because I don't want to go without having checked every single area around the base of the ship, and then also around, inside the top of it. And like I said before, there's a chance that fish could move around within the wreck, going from one little crevice, one little hole to the other. But that's when, if you just keep going up and down and diving in it, you have a chance of getting something. But your initial hunt should be just to scope out the whole area. And that's what I'm doing. This is my last little dive of scoping out the whole area before I start checking every nook and cranny. There's a nice little flounder there. Again, not in season, and he was kind of little, but I just hang out to the base, looking around, hoping for something to come in. Again, I think that's a gag on the top. Yeah, it's beautiful seeing all this life. I mean, even if you're going down, it's much better to go down and see a lot of fish and just see how pretty they are. And then maybe a predator fish will pop out and you'll get a shot, but none on this dive. And I do only one more dive after this, and it is absolutely epic. You have to watch it, and you'll understand why when you're watching it. I'm gonna make another dive towards the stick my head in that main compartment. Wish I had a light. Here we go, grand finale dive for the win. And at this point, this was probably going to be my last dive, or one of the few, because I already checked everywhere. I kind of got a layout of this whole wreck, the whole top surface of it, and around the base. I knew there weren't any huge caves between the sand and the ship. So the next place I decided to look was inside of that cabin door. So now I'm facing the back of it, and I turn around, go to face the front, scanning the top as I go down. Didn't see anything. So I was like, screw it. I'm just going to put my whole body in, like, front half inside of here to kind of let my eyes adjust, and that way I'll be able to see more. And here comes a big snapper. You see it do that little dip, and I can't really see much of it, but it goes over to the right, and I follow it with my gun, and it kind of comes over to the left, and it just turns and stares at me, and it's just sitting there fluttering its fins. And I knew he wasn't going to turn, so I just took the head-on shot and absolutely drilled this guy. I shot him right through dead center in the forehead, and he just fell. But when he fell, it lodged the back end of my spear against a piece of metal, so I had to go completely inside of this thing to get my shaft with the fish on it. And you'll see the shot after I pull him out right there. Absolutely drilled this guy. Had to go in and get him, and also the main thing I was doing, I'll get rid of the nest of line, but as I was going in there, I was bundling up the line so nothing got hung up on anything, and I had everything in my hands and nice and safe extraction. I was so deep in there. That was like when it turned, so. He's ready to go on the fire just like that.
They're keeping him out. Yeah.
They're deep though.
Yeah.
That's a good shot though. Well, dude, you could watch my free diving stuff. I do it on YouTube. It's under Captain Jack Spearo. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, do you really? That's awesome. All right, so while I was out here diving, ran into a fellow subscriber, Eric. Watches it every week?
Every week.
Every week? Heck yeah. Who's this little man?
Yep, that's my grandson.
Oh.
Sam. You gonna be on YouTube, Sam?
Sam,
Wave.
wave. Nice. Well, I appreciate you guys following. You know, you guys kind of keep me motivated to do it. So.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I watch you and Aaron, and that's what got me in it.
Yeah, that's
Spend all
awesome.
my money now.
Yeah, you can definitely spend money doing this stuff for sure. Yeah, especially with scuba. Scuba, you can burn through some stuff. So, but dude, good luck.
Hey, appreciate it.
Good luck. Yeah, and yeah, watch. You'll see, like that last one I got. I went all the way inside of the wreck, like my whole fins and body, because I shot him and then my spear got hung up. I saw that I stoned him because he just fell, but yeah, my stuff got hung up and I'm like, I don't want to have to come back down. So I like went all the way in to the other side of the wreck from inside and then pulled him through. Nice to meet you guys. All right, let's. What are the odds, right? That's so funny. So, but all right, well, we got a nice mess of fish. Paige, you gotta show me the box. I can't. We're so helpless out here. So that was awesome, meeting those people. Hey, what do you think about that? Isn't that awesome?
I can't take you anywhere.
Again. We only ran into 2 people while we were out on the water.
And they both knew you.
They both knew who I was, which is pretty cool.
They knew who I was. I'm Sister Paige.
Yeah, that's Sister Paige. She's straight from the nunnery. My Sister Paige. That's what she goes by. That's what she goes by.
I think it's the convent.
It's the what?
It's the convent, not the nunnery.
Nunnery, convent.
You knew what I meant.
Yeah, you knew. It makes more sense. They should call it a nunnery. Just gonna handle these with care.
These little guys.
These little babies.
Ew, the fish slime. I think we should put some in this cold water too. They're not cold.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
How are we gonna do that?
I'll use my fin. Gotta keep that color for them thumbnails.
Decent.
All right, we're good. All right, we're ready to rock and roll. Oh God. You have my.
I got you.
Okay, my phone and everything. All right, when we get into that crystal water, that's when we'll take some pics.